And I'm back, people. Deluded. I'm back again. Apologies for being a couple moments late. I can't lie, man. I had a very, very, very big lunch, people. I had what did I have? Smoked mackerel, chicken. I can't lie, a bit of tuna, some pasta, some rice, and some mac and cheese. Allow me, I might not look it, but I am a bit of a fat bastard. Apologies, people. But we're here now, man. Smash the like button. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Happy Wednesday to you lot. Like everybody, people. I'm sure you're just waiting to just at this point, Gyökeres in training videos, or in fact, Gyökeres actually playing for Arsenal Football Club. Nonetheless, the Gyökeres stuff is still going on. Apparently, Chelsea have thrown themselves into the mix where Eze is concerned, Rodrigo, depending on where you read, Liverpool, Arsenal, Bayern Munich, so on and so forth, people. So, yeah, and obviously Ethan Nwaneri signed a new deal or in the process of signing a new deal, which is music to my ears. What isn't music to my ears is the fact that the window's open and, I can hear gardening work going on, and it's distracting me, people. You won't get the best of me. I wish my window could stay open because it's actually quite hot in the United Kingdom. But the show must go on. So, yeah, smash the like button. Let me know how you lot are feeling, people. Let me place myself back down and let's get into business, man. I mean, until you see Gyokeres on Arsenal.com holding a shirt, that answers your question. Nwaneri is one of our role now. I must admit, I wasn't nervous. I did think Nwaneri would sign a new deal. I want to see him, even though he played 37 times, I believe. I want to see him exposed to more first-team football. I just feel rightly so. That's with my Arsenal cap. If I place myself in Nwaneri's shoes or his advisor's shoes, I know people get excited with young players, but you've had your. I would say the scary thing is I don't think he's had his standout season, but from anyone that's gone from the academy to obviously playing 37 times, doing what he's done in various games, has had their breakout season. But I just think there's more to come in that regards. That being said, you want to know how you feature into the plans, especially with the bunch of midfielders we've got. You want to know the short, medium, and long-term future. Equally, you want to make sure you're compensated well. Football career is short. I'm not saying he's a money grabber, but as you can see with Ter Stegen and many other examples, you're useful until you're useless at football clubs. So you owe it to yourself to get the bag. So it is what it is, man. But it's exciting to see Nwaneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly done. Obviously, Gabriel Magalhaes. We hope for Saka and Saliba. Been a bit of radio silence with them. Personally, I feel once we get this Christian Mosquera guy from Valencia over the line and we eventually get there with Gyökeres, I actually think there's going to be a bit of a pause at Arsenal where incomers are concerned. We'll probably start to see a lot of rumours around any player that's got some level of speculation about their future. Kivior, Zinchenko, Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira, so on and so forth. I think we'll look to flush some of them out. And then we might get an Eze or Rodrigo. I don't think we're getting both. I'm quite pessimistic on either. Personally, I'd rather just throw my hat into the Eze ring because I think there's more of a realistic chance. Whether it's Eze, Rodrigo, even down to this new guy, Hugo Ekitike, Isaac, all good players are in high demand, innit? Like, there must have been a lot of teams interested in Gyökeres and Rice and many others, but we've obviously done the job. Even though you could even extend that to Mosquera, man. Look at this guy, Marcel. Gyökeres high, real snipers rolling on my side. You mug signing the guys, badding up plumbers and electricians in the Farmers League. We ain't the same. You know what? You could argue we're the same because you bought Darwin Núñez, but I'm going to take your advice. If anybody knows about spending on big money flops, it's you lot with that out of the Portuguese league with Darwin Noodles. So I'm going to take your word for it. I don't think Gyökeres is going to end up like that, but fair play, man. 2-2 is at links, and this guy's drinking even earlier, man. Big up our favorite alcoholic on the platform. Smash the like button. Big up, big man. What's the word? We trust you. I don't know if you should trust me or not trust me, but for me, I'm just an armchair expert like you. Until I see people holding shirts, it is what it is in that regards, man. Please make sure we're smashing the like button, people. We get to 100 likes, we go over the rumors. If we get Eze after Gyökeres, would Saliba sign a contract? It's probably irrelevant. It's relevant, but irrelevant what Saliba wants to do. Now, obviously, if you're Saliba, you've got a year left. You need to be, handsome, well compensated. Real Madrid and everybody like that is sniffing around, and I think people like Saliba, you're at the stage now where, you've been part of this, trying to win trophies, things, but now you should be at a team that's able to get over the line. So, and I think I just think he's gonna. If I'm him, I'll delay and delay and delay and delay. I don't know if he'll sign a new deal. There must be some confidence because that's what we've seen with other clubs. He's someone as good as he is. You've probably got to move him on essentially if there's any messing about. But I don't blame him for wasting his time. Madrid should go for Saliba would be funny. I mean, so one day Saliba's going to end up there, just like the Liverpool Canate. It's the evolution of life, innit? I'd say that it's not the same. because obviously Trent's English and all of that stuff, but it's the evolution of life. You look at Cristiano Ronaldo, done everything you could do in the Manchester United shirt, won everything. Trent Alexander-Arnold, obviously the contracting makes it different, but came through the academy, achieved everything you could. It's the circle of life. It's Real Madrid. You can't begrudge players that, whether it works for them or not, wants to go there. The difference with Arsenal, where we're focusing on Saliba, you could throw Saka in there, is they haven't realised anything. We've had some good memories and stuff, but there's no lifting up silverware, man. It is what it is. Saliba and Saka do both need deals. I genuinely think Gyökeres might be better than Isak if he comes to the Prem. I mean, that's what Hooks was saying. I hope that is the case. Me, personally, I just want to see Gyökeres get 20 goals as a minimum in the league and take it from there. What I do hope is that, you know, I'm seeing Gyökeres' name alongside, I know he's not a striker, but Mohamed Salah, probably Isak will be there. Haaland will be there. And you get where I'm going. People that are likely to win the Golden Boots. Nunes had 14 goals this season before. He scored 37, so it's not comparable, even if Gyökeres flops and we didn't spend nearly as much. Saliba has Real Madrid in his ear. He may leave like Trent on the free. Liverpool is killing the talent. Nunes is good. Just see how Diaz has been playing last season. It wasn't his best because of the wrong position. What, Darwin Nunes' strongest, sorry, Luis Diaz's strongest position isn't left wing. Darwin Nunes' strongest position ain't up front. And to be honest, he hasn't done anything. So you can't begrudge Liverpool for keeping it moving. And even that, you know, I know Marcel's bantering, but even on that, sometimes things don't work out. Big money, Darwin Nunes didn't work out. They've made it work up to some point till now. Being linked with Isak, Gyökeres, there'll be some Joe blogs. If it don't work with Gyökeres, at some point we're gonna have to try again and again and again. And that's extended to the whole squad essentially. So we'll have to see how it all develops, people. What's going on here? Okay. Don't know why StreamYard's saying that. We'll see how Verts gets on. To be fair, if they get Verts, Isak, and then Rodrigo, well, they've got Verts already. But if they get Isak or Rodrigo, if not both, let's put my FA Cup in the bag, man. Is what it is, man. We as Arsenal fans are very impatient right now. I disagree. I can't say fans are impatient, but Arsenal's success should not depend on an 18-year-old. We need the rest of the team and Arteta to step up. I agree with that. We should have gone for Gyökeres considering same price range for Gyökeres. Isak was a no for me, especially with a high price tag and injury record. When last was Isak injured? And for me, Isak, if he was available for Arsenal, which clearly isn't, there's no Gyökeres in my opinion. There's no Sesko and whatnot. Eberechi, but they've rejected a bid from Newcastle. So Frankfurt are playing hardball, and they're probably playing hardball even more because who did they sell in January? Marmoush. I think the moral of the story is whether it's what we're seeing with Gyökeres and Sporting, whether you saw what went on with Sesko, what you're seeing with if Newcastle are entertaining offers of Isak or Eberechi. If you've got a striker in today's day and age, you're gonna have to, you know, you're gonna charge a team that wants him an arm and a leg, essentially. Like this is the game. Man said, man went from deluded Guna to deluded greedy. He's gonna look good in the number 22, and Raya is the new number 1, which is good. Now shout out yourself, Dave and Oslo Guna as well. Appreciative to having you lot tuned in. DG, we can't let Dominic Calvert-Lewin go to United. He'll win them the World Cup. Need you to bring him to the carpet. That must be a new Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Does he play left wing? That must be a new one. That can't be Calvert. Ikitike over Gyökeres. What a man on right now. To be fair, I do think Ikitike is decent, man. Jury is out for Gyökeres, just like Big Smoke. Skepta need to see results. Bro, my guy don't feel pressure, you know. My guy don't feel pressure. Foxy, be careful. Be very careful. You're talking like Isak's not gone. You're talking like Ikitike is being gone over there. You said, why am I sending for you? Because I see the little nibbles you try to throw out. It's your time. You think Isak will join Liverpool, DJ? In my opinion, I don't think so. I see Newcastle keeping him and Liverpool getting Gyökeres. I think Isak's gone next year anyways, whether that's to Liverpool, whether that's to Barcelona. But if you're asking in relation to this summer, you're, well, not even forget Newcastle fans, but if you're Eddie Howe and all of those guys, then you want to keep Gyökeres and Isak. You want to pair them together. You want to have that bedding in period. Naturally, I guess those that make the decisions at Newcastle, they're not stupid. Unless they go and win Prems and Champions Leagues, they're not going to hold on to Isak forever. That kind of is their long-term replacement. I wouldn't rule out Liverpool because money talks at the end of the day. Clearly, Newcastle don't need finances per se. They got rich owners, crippled by PSR and all of that. But you couldn't begrudge Isak. You know, Liverpool have just won the Prem, not too far removed from when they won the Champions League. Magical club, all of that kind of stuff. So I can see it working. But Newcastle are going to cost an arm and a leg and things of that ilk. Where it would probably differ for me is Could Isaac be Newcastle's Coutinho? And what I mean by that is any team would miss Isaac in it, but you sell him for 120 or whatever is reported. That gives you some wriggle room in FFP. That allows you to kind of maneuver in other areas. And although you want to keep Isaac, there's kind of light at the tunnel. Personally, I'd prefer Alvarez. He ain't gonna leave. I said Germany. He's not gonna leave Spain after like 2 minutes. Really, you got all them you got Argentine manager, all them Argentine youths over there. The way that you probably was accustomed to life in Argentina, like the weather and all of that, the food, all of that, probably more similar in Spain than it ever could be in England, let alone living in Manchester. So it's not making sense, man. Alvarez is a quality player, man. No issue selling Isaac for a record fee and use that to strengthen the squad. That's how I see the game works, calm. And even that, this is where you look at, it's not, well, the way we run our academy is very different, but you look at, I wouldn't say Liverpool are selling a bunch of players, but you look at some of the outgoings Liverpool are going to do and have done. City, probably best example. Chelsea, probably the best example. They're selling random guys out of their 21s that aren't exactly going to make it. Get your little 20, 10, 20, 30 million, and it all works. What people are forgetting around Liverpool is, yes, they've committed a fee to Wirtz and they've spent money and doing what they're doing, people, but they could get a decent fee for Diaz. That gives them wiggle room. They could obviously, Darwin Núñez is probably gone. That gives them wiggle room. They just sold that centre-half to Leverkusen for something decent. Harvey Elliott's probably bringing you 30, 40 in and around million quid. We need to take a leaf out of them kind of books there, if I'm honest with you. I think Isaac could leave next summer. And if he does, I think Newcastle will go for Hugo Ekitike. I think Liverpool will sign Rodrigo, Ekitike and Guehi. Even the Guehi rumours, it seems like it's gone quiet, but the Mark Guehi rumours to Liverpool, I think they'll go for him. I do wonder if Liverpool will say, I'm keen to see what's going on with Konate. Obviously, what is being reported in the world of football and what's actually happening is different. But if you're Liverpool, I'm sure you want to keep Konate and things of that ilk. But you probably know that he seems like one every now and again. It's a bit like us with Saliba, Real Madrid kind of thing and PSG kind of thing, the contract stuff. Obviously, you saw what happened with Trent. Did they think, you know what, we don't want to go? No two situations are the same, but we don't want to go down that route. Do you sell him this summer? He comes in, you kind of keep it moving. I'm not sure. I think ideally the plan is to have Konate and Guehi at least for 12 months. Or really and truly, Van Dijk's a quality player, but how long is he going to be realistically playing at the top level? Time catches up to everyone, innit? So you could have Guehi and Konate, and, in that time, like, let's just say Van Dijk's playing for 3 years. In that time, you're probably sourcing another kind of defender. Once Viktor is official, Arsenal should sign Eze and start selling players that are not needed in full preparation for the EPL season. A bit worried Konate doing a trend. You know what? Wenger told man about this free transfer stuff. Wenger got a lot of things right and also a lot of things wrong, but he was a fortune teller in some of those things. He said this is going to be a thing. Players are going to run down their deals. Clubs are not going to escape this. This could be us with Saliba. It was obviously with you lot with Trent. You're going to see this again and again and again and again. Naturally, you should be worried because you've seen it happen before, and it just feels obviously when Konate is a foreign lad, as much as Liverpool's a magic club, he's done great stuff there. Like essentially, it's just a job. Like I'm sure he grew up watching Liverpool, but I'm sure he's always being French and seeing what French players have been at Real Madrid. He's always had an eye open to that. PSG is not to be discounted, really. And also, you got to remember, like, it's not that he probably feels he's achieved everything he can at Liverpool, but you've won everything essentially. Do you want to be in a new environment? I'm not sure. Kizzy, one love, man. As the man has said, smash the like button. Like the stream, people. 400 in here. I mean, it's crazy. We've finally been getting a bit of emotion. I hope you lot are here when the transfer window's dead, because I need you lot. DG Nation, appreciate you. And we're getting so close to 70k subs. Once we get to 70k, the next focus is 100. We get that plaque, we slap it there, we fuck it. We'll have a party live on the stream, man. If you don't drink, I got apple juice for you. Don't worry, there's something for everyone. Liverpool will spend 350 million, but bring in 200 M's. So 150 million is not that ridiculous. I don't feel they'll go to 150 for Isaac. Maybe in terms of bonuses, I think it's a 120, 130. But then it probably relies how much Isaac's going to have to force his hand a bit, because I'm sure at Newcastle they expect him to go, but he's going to have to push for it. Man said 100k DG face for real. You're an idiot, bro. This is why Chelsea are so smart with the 10-year contracts. Players can't do that to them. I hear that, but then Chelsea are also good at selling. Like, obviously, I hope Madueke works for Arsenal Football Club, but I don't think he's a bad player. I don't necessarily think he's a good player. I think if I was to speak to Chelsea fans away from agendas, there's probably mixed feelings around him, innit? But fundamentally, he's 23 years of age. They bought him, 18 months, 2 years ago. for what, 20, 30 odd million. They've sold him for 52 if everything's hit. That's a little profit. That offsets what they're going to spend on João Pedro. They're about to sell that goalie as well to Bournemouth for 25 million. We bought Kepa for 5 million, and there's probably a couple of other sales that they've done. Obviously, they had to give back 5 million to Man United for not making Sancho's deal permanent. Probably shift on Nkunku and João Felix and all of that. But that's what you got to do, man. 10-year contract doesn't work in situations like Mudryk and Sterling. I don't think Sterling was on that, but Mudryk's laughing, really, boy. In fact, let me not. I've always said I'm not going to buy Chelsea players anymore because we always end up rocking up and signing them, man. Big up yourself, Maverick. Yeah, that's how they can sell them. Players can't just wait out their contracts. So when Chelsea wants to sell them, they can, and their wages are super low. I mean, what I've seen from a lot of clubs is everyone's doing it differently, but we need to get better at that, man. Like in my opinion, it's never going to happen. We need that multi-club structure like Chelsea and City have, where you can loan out players that don't get work permits, get 1-2 players for 5 odd million quid, sell them for 20, and we just keep it moving. I really think that, because arguably, when you look at Arsenal, Chelsea, and City, we need to be getting money from these kind of players more. Like there's, you know, Chelsea fans, like there's Cobham boys all over the place. There's City players all over the place. You're probably not that you're counting on one hand or to boy Hayland, yeah, but you're counting on one hand how much players have gone for decent fees. Mika Beref, could you have got more? Didn't really get nothing for Lino Sosa. Didn't really get nothing for Waters. Got peanuts for Brook Norton Coffee. You look at, you know, what Amari Hutchinson, what Brentford are, what Brentford have had a bid rejected from Ipswich. What that could have been. You know, you count on one hand. Balogun went for something decent. Smith Rowe, considering the context, is the same. Eddie the same, etc. etc. Why can't Liverpool go to 150 million? For a big club doesn't sound like a serious club to me. Mind games. Just because you got the money don't mean you need to spend it. Make it make sense how Liverpool have all this money, like generally, if you do not mind. I have no clue, but they're finding a way, in it. They're finding a way. We should have sold Heaven and Obi. We missed out big time leaving for freeze. To be fair, Obi Martin's a bit different. We offered him a pro deal. You're kind of at his mercy. He can walk. We're kind of at the mercy of the tribunals where you just get what's the word for it? Compensation. But generally, we need to be doing stuff like that. Big up Aaron Talks Arsenal. As the man has said, smash the like button. Thoughts on Emi Martinez to United? A lot of Arsenal fans don't like him, but I still got a soft spot for him. Joining the big club in Man United. Big up yourself. Hopefully you stink up the place and you remember where you first was at. Hopefully Berta can change our fortunes. He started okay, bringing stuff in, but I ain't forgot if he can recoup 70 M's in sales, then the brother ain't ramping. I'd love to see it happen, but who's really going for bread like that? Who? It's all fun and games saying Martinelli. Martinelli could probably fetch you on a bad day, maybe 40, 50 million. Some of you will even, I wouldn't pay it, but some of you would go as high as 70 million. That's all fun and games, but he's on a big contract, and you ain't going to get that with this form unless you go to Saudi, which we all know Martinelli's not going to do. Trossard, fair enough. If you do go, you can maybe get 20 million for him. Zinni, I don't know, because I'm starting to think they might just let Zinni run down his deal, just because I think there is scope to bring in a left back. Obviously, if you go and get Eze and Gyokeres, you might not have 30, 40, 50 odd million for Jarrell Hatto. So maybe Zinni runs down his deal. But, you know, you could sell Trossard for 20 million. Zinchenko, I think we're only getting like 10. And to be honest, I don't even think they care about the fee. It's just get them wages off. You're not selling Gabriel Jesus or Kai Havertz this summer, so that's irrelevant. Fabio Vieira, realistically, you hope to probably get about 20 odd million quid on him. Kivio's an interesting one because there's a market for him, but it's primarily out of Italy, and it's almost predictable. You know, the Italian clubs, whether they've got money or not, they're going to sit there and go, can we get him on loan with an option to buy? So we haven't really got a fee. Lokonga, probably about 7 million quid. Who else is there? If I've forgotten about you, that says it all in it. Probably Berta and Arteta have. So I guess when you add it together, you might be able to say 70, but really, I'm not sure, if I'm completely honest with you, man. Unless we win something, I can't see Saliba signing a new contract. Maybe that's why we're signing this other young centre back. Naturally, you should always be succession planning. Only God knows if Christian Mosquera is ever going to reach the heights of Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba. But you know, one day Saliba's cutting out and keeping it moving. Gabriel Magalhaes, he's 27. He's here for the present. You need to find them long-term kind of options, which obviously Hatto could be, even though in the short term, you could do us a job at left back. Riley, bring up yourself. Bring in man like Eze and Rodrigo. Boy, we'll be lucky to get either or, man. DJ, I need Eze in. That man moves me. He moves us all, but I ain't seen bids. I ain't seen bids accepted, bids rejected. It at best when it comes to Eze, what are we seeing? We've spoken to his camp. We're hoping that Crystal Palace's position on his release clause changes. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We really will, man. What else have we got in the comments? Kwanzaa buyback clause. Exactly. Probably got a sell-on clause, buyback clause. You're laughing, man. Yeah, I'd know the DM and pursued Lavio and Caicedo deal. We've seen this before. Huh? DG is Liverpool not bothered by PSR. Every team is, but clearly there's wiggle room, and a bit like us. When was the last time Liverpool really spent peas? And they owe it to Arne Slot, really, because yeah, they won the Prem and it's romantic. But if you remove all of that for a new manager to replace, you know, a larger than life character and a legend in Klopp, you're giving him a half-fit Chiesa, 3 players, which obviously 2 of the 3 signed new deals were running out deals last summer. They done him dirty. I'm watching Deluded for the last 2 nights in Australia. Keep up the good work, Ben. Shout out the Australians. Whoever is putting out, like, I don't know, man. There must be someone marketing me in Australia, but Australia in particular, big up yourselves, man. This is why winning is so important. They're getting more than 60 million for a 29-year-old, but we can't sell Martinelli for even 40, 50. DJ, I remember you saying with us signing a striker, you see Havertz dropping back to midfield. Not going to lie, I see it. Don't be surprised. United away, first game, it's Rice, Kai, Odegaard midfield. I'm not trying to see that. I more want to see it, if anything, in games, like a little tweak to nick things. But that's just how I see it. I mean, you never know. I wouldn't want to see it, but technically, Gyokeres can play out wide. That gets Havertz in up front. And at the end of the day, Havertz is on big P's. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Kai in the next 12 months, though, if I'm honest with you. Be very, very interested. You know, you can do a thing for the squad, but boy, not going to lie, bro, this Gyökeres situation is getting nothing seems to be good. I'm not sure what you're saying there. I guess you're worried. Just got tickets, pardon me, to the Emirates Cup game against Bilbao. I'm not going to lie, looking forward to it. Hopefully we have a striker and maybe even Eze in for that. Good to see you, DG. Not saying Victor will have a period of adjustment in the PL, but I have faith he will do well at Arsenal. He needs to do well, man. I can't lie. I feel like we're getting a left winger, Leao and Eze. I couldn't care less if Isak goes to Liverpool. We have covered the squad with quality. But your chest is high, mister, innit? Leao and Eze. Leao's costed you about 70 to 100 million. Eze is 60 odd. I can't see it. I hope I'm wrong. I can't see it, man. I can't see it. I think we're getting close to our limits, man. Honestly, I think there's room for one more big money addition, whether that is Rodrigo, Eze, or someone else. I think that's it. You might see a little left back come in. I just can't see it. Just because I can't see it doesn't mean it can't happen. If Gyokeres flops, are you blaming Arteta or the player? Everybody, naturally. In the same way, if it's a success, is it Arteta's tactics? Is it the player? Everybody. Why are so many people writing about our chances before the season starts? Because Paul are getting big players. We've got some decent players, so it's up to Arteta to change the defensive system to challenge. I mean, yeah. Xhaka to Sunderland, I did see that. Hopefully, we've got a sell-on clause. You know, obviously, Emi Martinez leaving his club, Ramsdale leaving his club, Granit Xhaka, if there's one at Leverkusen. We should have some sell-on clauses there. Every little helps. Put that to the Rodrigo fund. Let's watch out for Madueke. He's more likely to shine than ever before. I hope so, but I don't want to talk about hypotheticals. I want to see it. And I will say to Arsenal Football Club, I don't think Madueke is as bad as the overreaction. I think some of it is frustration at obviously shopping in Chelsea's garbage again, and it's not really a level raiser. What I will say is I don't think he's coming to be depth. I know we can talk about 50 million in the present day. Is that really big money? But 50 million on Madueke in the context of us needing to get over the line is a lot of money. So I don't necessarily think he's going to be a squad player. There are rumors he can play off the left, but definitely where the attacking ranks are concerned, I wanted more sure bets, because at this moment in time on the 16th of July, I couldn't, if he was to play off the left, can you hand on your heart tell me, regardless of if you rate Martinelli or Trossard or not, and you throw Madueke, tell me Madueke is an upgrade on that left-hand side, or he's going to start ahead of them. Even if Gabriel Jesus was fit, which is a whole nother thing in itself, could you say Madueke is a better option there? How much goals is he getting? Whether it's the left or the right? Because it does, in many ways, in a bit of a dark way, he fits in with what we've got already. Like, I don't think Madueke is bad. I don't think Trossard's bad. I don't think Martinelli's bad. But the squad players at best at this moment in time. You don't know 100% you're getting me minimum 10, for example, 10 Premier League goals, 10 assists. You know Saka's getting double figures. We have all the hope in the world Gyokeres can get us those 20. Rice will probably chip in because he's been improving in the goal scoring rank. We know the set pieces. We'll see the defenders score here and there. We hope Odegaard finds his shooting boots. And if you're completely honest with yourself, big up Marino as well. The last 2 years, if you're not talking Bukayo Saka, you're talking Kai Havertz in terms of scoring goals. We can say what you want. And I describe Kai as not clinical, but if statistically he scored the most goals, excluding Saka, then that's testament to him, but that's damning on the football club. And then you do answer, what are you trying to do here then? We need to start reinventing the wheel. Rodrigo and Eze / Rodrigo, we are getting the treble this coming season. I hope so. Gyokeres got unfinished business. He's in revenge mode after not making an appearance for Brighton. I hope so, man. Will Arsenal sign Gyokeres? In my opinion, he will. Glock 9 wins the league and Golden Boot for fun. Isak can't even get half of Gyokeres' goals when they play together. I can't imagine. I must admit, big up Gyokeres, yeah, but really, Arsenal fans, he's better than Isak. Really, I'm just asking. I hope he is. Really, though. Really, I don't think he's better than Isak. Purely because, and it might sound a bit mundane, Arsenal fans, you know in your heart, yeah, if Isak was available for us to sign, there's no Sesko talk, there's no Gyokeres talk, there's probably even no Ollie, even though the Ollie Watkins stuff is dead, there's no Ollie Watkins chat. Isak's cold, man. Like, for me, Isak's cold, man. Like, Isak's cold. Like, the only one that I would say could be better than Isak is Haaland. Like, in terms of being a striker and scoring goals, Haaland's the only person striker in the league, like out and out, like number 9. Haaland's the only one I'll take over Isak. Just because he's an animal. You just know he's getting a million goals. It's ridiculous. Like, in terms of general play, all of that crap, of course, Isak's got that in his locker and he can score goals. But, boy, too much Liverpool chat, though. Mbappe, Isak, Haaland, top 3. I hear it. And Mbappe's a forward for me, but he's not really a striker like that. Friday is Victor's medical ahead of pre-season. I hope so. I think he's a better striker than Isak. I need to see it. I hope he is. He plays for Arsenal. Isak plays over there. So I hope so, but I'd be lying to you if I said I agreed with it. No one reached double figures last year in goals. 100% they didn't, but we all know Kai was on 9. Saka was pretty close. They missed a large part of the season with hamstring knocks. Like, come on now, let's not be naive and silly. And generally, they have. And even that, Kai Havertz's 9 goals is a lot more than a couple other men were doing and bringing to the table, which if we want to be a team that's just getting top 4 and occasionally shock the world against Real Madrid, decent top 6 record, difficult team to play against in the Prem, innovativity in some ways, we've got enough, you know. You see, if you want to progress and win titles, we're carrying too many attackers. Goals win games. How many guys are going to win you those games? And if that is the case, put people in positions where they can thrive. Martinelli and Trossard, they might not be your starters, but they might be able to come off the bench and nick you a couple of 3 points here and there. But we are talking about the same things time after time again. I'm just excited to see the new attackers at the club, and I trust Arteta to improve Madueke. He has to. Because maybe if you made that signing a year or 2 or 3 ago, it would fly. But again, people are kind of impatient now. I'm seeing the delusion in this fan base. Why would you sign a right winger to play left wing and expect him to stand out? They're going to have to make it work, man, because he can play on both sides. The Athletic came out and said Arteta sees him as a left wing. Obviously, his bread and butter is up front on the right-hand side. We'll have to see. For me, it's just, I hope it works. I hope Madueke gets double figures and all of those things, because that's what I need. That was my thinking with these attackers. That was whoever is coming in, that is it. I've actually... It's a bit weird, but in terms of Arteta developing players, generally the Maresca one for me, Mosquera, I keep saying Mosquera, I'm cool with that, you know, because if there's any other area of the pitch that Arteta's improved young players, evidently it's the defenders. Look at Magalhaes, look at Saliba, look at what's going on. I'm cool with that. And there's other players that can shoulder the burden. Like, you look at our defensive ranks, we know what to expect. We're carrying too many. There's too many unanswered questions with our attacking unit, essentially. We see Marino do a little thing up front. Case study wasn't that big. Havertz, we know the conundrum because we've been waffling about it. Big up Nwaneri, we like him. We want to see him get exposed to more minutes, whether it's on the right-hand side, left-hand side, in the 8 or the 10, but he's young. Saka, we know what he's doing. He gets injured, we're in issues. We can waffle about Eze and Rodrigo until we're blue in the face. Neither player is at the club right now. We hope Gyokeres is a step in the right direction. Haaland's Dortmund game didn't fit Pep's usual tactics, but Pep adapted and man broke the scoring record. So Arteta's got to prove he can adapt tactics and get Gyökeres firing. Somebody else has been saying what I have been saying, in that this signing forces you to change up the thing. Of course, there's certain non-negotiables Arteta's going to want in his striker. that Gyökeres is going to have to do. But equally, Gyökeres is not on that Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, even to a degree, Mikel Merino, false nine kind of crap. Like, the man's a cold-hearted killer. Put him in situations where he can do that, which is why I believe you cannot rule out Kai Havertz being some support striker, hybrid kind of role throughout the season. But you're right, and that's why I like Gyökeres' signing. I said it before, because it forces a bit of a change. It's a different signing. Like, let's be honest, when it's all said and done with this Gyökeres and Sesko thing, whether you wanted Gyökeres or Sesko, everyone probably thought Sesko would be here. And actually, I think Sesko would have been here if he didn't sign a new renewal last season, because his last contract before he signed the new terms last year, it was in cold-hearted writing, you could leave for 60 million. They said you sign a new deal, gentleman's agreement. You've been priced out of a move to Arsenal and maybe other clubs. You will still get your move. The same kind of language followed Gyökeres. When it's tight, everyone can make promises when it's convenient. You know, when it's time to get down to business, there's not a single football club in this world that won't move dirty. Football is a dirty game. You're useful until you're useless. There's too much money in it. I know football is very tribal, and every fan thinks their club shit don't stink. Crazy. Don't you think it's funny? They say you never remember the runner-up, but no one will stop reminding us we keep coming second. Agendas after agenda. Teams that will bite their arm off, like big up Foxy, supports Newcastle. Big up them for winning the trophy. I've definitely seen a lot more trophies than any Newcastle fan in my life, but he's the best example. Man will boy us about finishing second, and obviously it's playful banter, but reality is, if Newcastle finish second 3 years in a row, they're probably in a position where they're not just talking about potentially selling is that, but keeping and bringing in Hugo Ekitike. PSR is looking a lot rosier. The Saudi owners, they're doing their madness. But the game's the game, man. I understand banter, but I do think football fans, and I can only talk for my fan base, or what I believe is my fan base, there's too much outside validation. They're not going to like us. They're not going to be honest. They're going to chat shit. I would say where Arsenal and Man United are concerned, it doesn't matter if it's major publications, YouTubers. They say they don't care about these clubs, and especially Arsenal. People that don't even support my club do hella content about it. You see the rage bait and the clickbait and stuff. It's designed at getting engagement. Until we as Arsenal fans, or even in society, learn to ignore people who peddle out, pardon my French, absolute bullshit on the internet, aim to rile up people, it's not going to stop, man. DG, there was a stream with Fabrizio and he said, if we get Eze, we need to sell first. I think we need to sell now, man. I don't even, mashallah, my brother. I don't even think we need to sell. I don't think we need to sell because of PSR and all of those kind of things. I think we're choosing to do that. And I think there was we spoke about this before. I think there was an element of that last season. Like, yeah, obviously we finished 2 points or whatever behind City. We're thinking if you do X, Y, and Z, obviously the incomers didn't really pan out how we wanted. But I do think there is a need for the Cronkies to want to sell. You look at Berta. He's a footballing man. You see what he's done at Atletico Madrid. You see kind of what he's doing now and addressing all areas and moving fast. We're not kind of used to this, but he comes from a financial background. Now, if you're the Cronkies and you have spent a lot of money, put some players on big wages and it's not working, there's going to be an element of that. You know, in the next 12 months, I couldn't tell you, but I guess the football would dictate it. The Gabriel Jesus's, the Martinellis, the Odegaards, the Kai Havertz, depending on how it all pans out with the recruitment, these are going to be guys that could be moved on because we have spent a lot of money. We do have players on inflated wages. Not that I care how much they're getting or quote unquote think it's inflated, because I think in this dirty game of football, players should get everything, really, where you got owners, not even agents as well should be getting paid, but where you got the owners and all those kind of fat cats, the footballers should get paid. If the footballers stop playing, regardless of what team you support, I couldn't tell you what we'd be talking about on YouTube. But they appreciate you. Hope all is well, man. Newcastle don't need the money. They need players. So selling is at 8 happening. They're in the Champions League now. We'll need is that Newcastle don't need to sell because they made the Champions League. They are within PSR. They're added, not replacing. I mean, boy, if Liverpool get Isaac, fair enough. You would love to see it not go through, but is what it is. Madueke is going to be a good sign and see a few vids on why we brought and how it'll be used. I'd hear that, but man, have to see it because I've got nothing against Madueke. You got potential. I'll give you a chance. Arteta, you need to make that work because I need to look at my attack and know what I'm getting. I need to know what I'm getting. I need to know the numbers we're getting. I need to know if Gyökeres comes and he gets 20 goals or he bags in the first 10 games and game 11 comes, he's having a bad day, Saka, it's not working. Someone else can shoulder the burden. Because we was running jokes last season. There was times where we needed goals. We had more of our faith in our defenders 9 times out of 10. It could get dark. And I'm at that point now. We keep talking about the same things year after year. So if nothing changes, nothing changes. At what point are things going to change? Can we get to 200 likes, people, please? We've got to 169. Gyökeres carries Isaac in the national team. Listen, big them up for Sweden. I only care what he does for Arsenal Football Club, you know. If we sign Eze as well, what is our starting 11 and who's holding bench? Boy, well, for me, David Raya, Saliba, Gabriel, Magalhaes, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Timber, Zubimendi, Rice, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Gyökeres, Eze off the left. I don't care what people say. Oh, he's not left winger. I know we can mix and blend and play other ways. Cut the crap, bro. Like even if Eze was only a left winger, we know we'll probably see him more in a 10, maybe an 8 off the right hand side. He's probably better than Madueke at that. At least with Eze, if we just assumed he's only a left winger, you're better than Martinelli. You're better than Trossard. I hope this is a eureka moment from Arteta. I hope it works. But at the same time, bro, you bet on this. In this day and age, we need to get over the line. I'm not on to Madueke. I'm on to you because you sanctioned 50 big boys on him. We give him all the support. And at the end of the day, yeah, whether you like the player or not, one thing that pisses me off with the Madueke thing is it's a human being, man. It's a human being that's chosen to sign for our football club. It's a 23-year-old man. Give the guy his support. Praise him where he needs praise. Obviously, draw him out where he needs to be drawn out. And you, Madueke, don't think you're coming on a joke thing, please. Because for every negative thing about your work rate and consistency and application in training, there are some good things. Potential is one thing. Go realize it. I don't need to watch any vids to know about potentially while it could work. It just needs to work. Bare people in this team have potential. Some have realized it. Some are realizing it. Some haven't. Because if it goes left, you got Martinelli, who you know I love, don't know what you're getting from him under the guise of 38 games. Don't know what you're getting from Trossard on an extended basis. Do not know what you're going to get from Madueke. And it's another case of players having to shoulder the burden. So make it work. I wouldn't say Martinelli's finished, but I accept you for what you are, man. We should get here. We go for Gyökeres today. I hope so. As long as he's on that plane to Singapore. Saw you in Sainsbury's today. Big up yourself. Just finished gym and went Sainsbury's. Hey, that's weird, man. Why you say walk on or something? Fuck, you know, people see you and like, yeah, man. Big up yourself, whoever you are, wherever you are. But say walk on next time, man. Don't just look at guys. Because I'm naturally a paranoid guy, man. DJ, if we get Rodrigo and Eze in brackets, very unlikely. Would you loan out Nwaneri? Don't see where get minutes. Nah, man. Nwaneri, January be the earliest I'd even entertain loaning you out. But this season, there's games there. Just make it work, Gaffer. I think Eze's style and wavy skills is a type of player that will frustrate Arteta. Unfrustrate him, then score some goals, man. You can't, but Eze can't frustrate you more than Martinelli and several, really and truly. Can't. Someone said they want Eze as an attacking midfielder. Can't see Odegaard getting dropped, but we need options. Because we're doing that weird thing as Arsenal fans. Like, we see why we need depth, whether it's injuries, managing the workload, different players starting, you know, the other players coming on and rescuing the game for us. We saw how that played out last season. And now Arsenal fans are doing the weird thing like, oh my God, I don't know if we get Eze, that's going to kill Nwaneri's chances and there's not enough minutes on the team. Like, bro, like, it feels like we see the same things pan out in the season. We all say, yeah, we need depth, we need quality 11. Then there's just amnesia again. So yeah, man. Earth, you're lying. You didn't see me with nothing. You didn't. Must be a doppelganger, man. You're moving mad. I don't think Martinelli is finished, but I do believe Arteta may have given up in regards to him being the man. Wanting Mudryk and other left wingers indicate that the Madueke announcement video better be good. How long are they taking with it? But you lot watching that? I hear it. Gyökeres is where I'm going to start watching. The truth is that Arsenal have never been loved in their history. Other clubs can get away with things, but we can't. That's cool, man. I just need us to win some damn trophies, mate. Like, you paid up 2 million for Arsenal FC before even set foot in London. You sure can care about that. Boy. DG, my slime, feel like I haven't caught one of your lives in years, mate. Do you think we need another right back? Kind of light when you think about it. Not right back, left back. Right back, we're calm, man. This Mascara guy can play there. Tim Beasley's over there. Ben White's over there. Left back, you could. I ain't really got a leg to stand on. On paper, you got Zinchenko. You do have Calafiori. You do have Miles Lewis-Skelly. We don't know if Donny's going to stay here, but you do. I don't really want to see it, but you do have Kivior. I want another left back. I must admit, I want another left back. I don't think it's gonna happen. Bring Hatto to the carpet, man. Come on, Aussies, get DG to 100k subs if you're alive. Hit subscribe. If you're not alive, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Still shocked a man saw me in Sainsbury's. I wonder where he saw me. Did you see me looking at the fruit? Like, did you see me picking up mackerel? Did you see me get my meal deal? Like, you see me looking at the alcohol, seeing what special offers there is. Oh, fair play. I don't like Arteta, but he has some good ideas. However, he's not able to execute them well. He keeps missing. Howdy, DG. Not sure if you have addressed this before. Would you have taken Garnacho over Noni? I feel Garnacho has a higher ceiling. Nah, man. Nah. I wouldn't have got either. But Garnacho, I'm not on it, man, because I'm not a United fan. But like he seems like one of those. It reminds me of like how the Emirates era went, like towards the end for Wenger, and like actually in the early days of Arteta and definitely Emery, where players are playing for massive clubs and they're taking the piss for whatever reason. And then you got his brother chatting shit on socials. And then I'm an overthinker. So I think maybe your brother is talking off his own back. But if you're the brother of Garnacho and you're, you know, when it's a delicate situation as it was at the club, you're kind of talking on authority. And then I start thinking to myself, maybe you're using your brother's Twitter account or Instagram account, you know, to kind of say things you can't. Because let's be honest, players do that. Clubs do it. Players do it as well. Players do leak things to their trusted allies that are journalists, and they do get advisors to talk on their behalf. It's all a mind games. Football is a dirty game at all levels and all aspects, and I won't stop preaching that to you lot, people. I know football's tribal. It's a kumbaya thing. It really isn't. It really isn't. Even with I am not backing Adebayo, you know, but even Adebayo, even the whole even the whole thing around Adebayo leaving Arsenal Football Club and that celebration, I can't say he was right, and I definitely can't say he was wrong. Big up, DG. Been watching your show for a while now. Shout out yourself, man. Gyökeres plays for Sweden in front of Isaac and puts him down the pecking order. Arsenal will get a top striker who can assist and attack. It's true, but we're shameless though, because Cole Palmer's been on the bench for Phil Foden for England. We all know he's better. You lot thought the Phil Foden agenda was done. Are you watching the Usyk Dubois fight? I think the stage is set for a big upset. Where is it? When is it, better yet? My barber, who's a Pool fan, was saying he thinks we'll win the league next year with Glock 9 next season. He's either smoking something funny or was trying to get a bigger tip. Need a world-class left wing too. I hope he's right, but I don't know, man. I need to see what's going on. So all of Arsenal signings are shite in DG's mind. Money packed. You need to use that money and buy some common sense, because who said that? You're intentionally being obtuse. There's always that level of gaslighting from fucking idiots on this platform. Where have you saw that? The same guy who I said Gyokeres is a great signing, a level raiser, who I said Zubamendi is going to change our world, who I just bigged up Mosquera, who I just said support Madueke, but I'm not going to sit here and lie and say the attacking things is where there's no kind of room for experimenting, in my opinion. You really can't teach stupid in this world, can you? Fair play, though. It's Saturday, Wembley, DG. Yeah, I'll be watching it. Big up, DG. Chelsea are in talks with Eze to hijack, just imagine. It's crazy. Adebayo was right for the celebration. He said people were getting at his mum. He didn't want to leave the club. Obviously, we sold him. They said they wouldn't sell him, then they sold him. They were cussing his mum. Said he felt a bit of coldness from his former teammates, which I don't think is an issue, because you're going to war on a football pitch. Brother, with all of that being said, I'm a bigger bastard. I am the biggest bastard when it comes to shithousery. I would do a lot more than Adebayo. And I love that stuff. I love it was against us, but I love the Adebayo thing. Big up David Moyes. He's a legend. I could be making this up, but I'm sure Merseyside derby, Luis Suarez was called a diver or something. He scored and he went and dived in front of David Moyes. I love that. I love all of that. Who's better, Garnacho or Madueke? Garnacho for me. I don't know, man. I want to say it feels like there's probably nothing else, but there's probably no evidence, but it feels like for me, maybe it's just a random bias I've got in my head, but it feels like I've seen Garnacho stink up the place, but he's kind of been more of a match winner for Man United. But he'd have had to pay more for him. DG, how many goals do you think Gyökeres will score in the league? I'm calling it now. 22 goals, 8 of which are penalties. Right, Arsenal getting 8 penalties. If I see Arsenal get awarded 8 penalties, I might start believing we're going to win the league, because then I know there's no refereeing decisions. I want him to have a decent record against the big teams. I want him to scumbag against the smaller teams, man. Bro, just bare hat tricks, bare things. I think Havertz will be a valued squad player, if that's what you're asking. We need a fullback ban. Had enough of picking one up every transfer window. Slightly, we need one. I want Hato too, simply because any player we get that has the Ajax connection, has the connection with Ajax, does well for us. You know, there was someone that rocked up in, I said size 8. There was someone who rocked up in North London from a team in East London who once played for Ajax. Cost a similar fee to Manduki. Majority of Arsenal fans want Eze. What? Pardon me. Watched Adebayo play live in Paraguay for his final club game, Olympia, alongside Rocky Santa Cruz. Real random. Adebayo went and played in Paraguay. We learn something new every day. Big up Santa Cruz as well. I don't know why Noni Madueke coming off the bench in the first game of the season. Sorry, I don't know why. I can see Madueke coming off the bench in the first game of the season, smashing top bins. Would be great, man. Miles Lewis Skelly, a lovely shithouser. And the media try to do Miles Lewis Skelly so dirty, you know. But get me, defeated racism. If they were cussing my mum and that, I would wear an Arsenal shirt underneath. Once I score, I'll rip it on the pitch while he's sliding. You got to, whatever gets you off, mate. You got to do that. Like, if that's what gets Adebayo going in the game, like a game of that magnitude, it's got to do what you got to do in it. I said we're winning the league for a month and a half now. I hope you're right. I still have us third at this moment in time. So yeah, we'll have to see. I wish we stopped at Ajax as often as we shop at Chelsea. Charles, I need to see some investigation into the Chelsea thing as well, man. Where's that footy leaks done? There must be something. I don't want to peddle conspiracy theorists and whatnot, but it is something must be going on over there. But yeah, man, a promise is a promise, people. We have, at the time of making this video, 220 likes. Can we get to 300? You lot are fantastic. Keep your thoughts, everything rolling, people. Promise is a promise. Said 100 likes. We crack on with what's being said. Gyokeres negotiations. Sporting and Arsenal are 2.5 million euros apart. The difference between the clubs lies in the conditions relating to the 10 million euros of add-ons, people. So it seems like the bulk of the deal's done. It's that stuff, people. It's the bonuses. Arsenal's talks with Sporting over bonuses in the Viktor Gyökeres deal that could take the cost of the transfer to about 68 million are nearing a conclusion. The players already agreed on personal terms. We knew that. Talks with Sporting over bonuses in the Gyökeres deal that could take the cost of the transfer to about 68 million are also nearing conclusion. To be honest, when you hear bonuses, at some point they're going to have to stop acting now. Like, the bulk of the deal's been done now. Like, it's bonuses. We'll have to see how it all develops, man. But it feels like we're going to get there. Record, which said a day before that the deal was on the verge of collapse, now says there's a good chance Gyokeres to Arsenal is done by the end of the week. Nuno Farina of CNN Portugal, in brackets, the person who first broke news of the first meeting between Arsenal and Gyokeres' agent and last week's exclusive deal being closed. Gyokeres' deal is close to being finalized. Arsenal wanted 3 million euros easily achievable and 7 million euros bit more difficult to achieve in the 10 million add-ons. Now the latest information is that it's going to be exactly half and half. That is 5 million of those that are considered easily attainable, and 5, I would say, are less easy to attain. As per latest info, the 5 million of the 10 million are virtually agreed. So, but and his counterparts at Sporting driving a hard bargain, people. Sporting's president has reached an agreement with Arsenal of 63.5 million euros with easy to fulfill bonuses of 10 million euros. Gyokeres will travel to London on Friday for his medical, signing a 5-year deal worth close to 8 million euros net per season. Don't forget your passport. We have left it late. You're going to be flying out with us, essentially. Gyokeres' agents are still in London with convos ongoing between all parties for add-ons. Subscribe if you haven't. Arsenal have paid more than they expected, but Sporting now want even more with almost guaranteed add-ons. While nothing has collapsed, it is tense. That is what Fabrizio Romano has said. So yeah, people, we'll have to see. The here we go for Gyokeres is coming very soon. The agents of Gyokeres are in London. They're in constant meetings with Arsenal to get the deal done. So any moment could be here we go. Arsenal waiting for the final approval from Sporting on the structure of the 10 million euro bonuses. They're waiting for the final approval from Sporting on the proposal for how these bonuses will be activated. Arsenal's negotiations with Nwaneri's reps are understood to be in the final stages. A 4-year deal plus an option of extending it by a further year. It's been agreed in principle. Nwaneri will be part of the squad that flies to Singapore on Saturday. Music to our ears. We obviously saw Romano speaking about it. Sammy Meltbell's offered his thoughts. And interestingly, there's been no demands of game time. It's more you want to see how you feature into the project, and this was his priority. So lovely to see you, Miles Lewis Skelly and Gabriel Magalhaes signing new deals. Saka, Saliba, mate. Let's go, mate. DG went to Sainsbury's to buy his Gyokeres mask so he could do the celebration. I hear it. Bro, grow up, man. We got a lot of jokers here, innit? Breaking, Liverpool are now ahead of Arsenal in the race for Rodrigo. I don't think we're ever on it really, but it is what it is. They're now going all in for Rodrigo. The English club has decided to strongly pursue the Brazilian. They will do whatever it takes to sign him. There's also rumours they've hired that's the super agent. Is it Zahavi or something like that to act as an intermediary? So Liverpool's here, Real Madrid's there, the middleman, if we're using fancy jargon for no reason. So yeah, they'll do whatever it takes. People, Bayern Munich have been linked with him as well. So they're apparently committed to spending 100 million. But any move could hinge on what happens with Luis Diaz and Liverpool, who are also interested in the Brazilian. If they get Diaz, it's not going to happen. This says Rodrigo was offered to Bayern and was briefly discussed back in May. But since not all the decision makers are convinced, he's currently not a hot topic for the club. So there you have it with that. I've read this before, but it's going to take 70 plus million and he will be on big wages. Sammy Motbell crucially said, I think I would probably say Eze would be the one who's more achievable. Forget this Rodrigo stuff. This has said Rodrigo has said yes to Arsenal. He's edging towards giving the thumbs up to a summer move to Arsenal, who must now decide whether to sign the Real Madrid star Eze. If it comes down to it for you, look, which one are you going with, people? And I don't want to be that guy, but if we assume Rodrigo's 80 million and you had 50 million to spend on Madueke, could you have got rid of Azinia, Fabio Vieira, all of them guys, sourced that 20 to 25 to 30 million? Now you got your 80 for Rodrigo, that which is irrelevant from whatever you're putting down on Gyokeres, Kepa, Norgard, Zubamendi, the list goes on. Big up yourself, Madueke. But this is what some Arsenal fans are thinking, bro. If this goes a bit left, what's going on there? And I mean, I did ask you lot, and again, Rodrigo or Eze, people, just type in the name. We've got Into the Box. Big up yourself. He's saying Eze. Fire saying Eze. Johnny saying Rodrigo. Tom is saying Eze. Into the Box again. He's saying Eze. That don't count. You can't vote twice. Martin is saying Eze. Fire's just saying get rid of Jesus too. I'm going for Rodrigo with Ethan as a backup to Odegaard. Rodrigo never should have touched Madueke. We got another Eze one. Why can't we have both Eze and Rodrigo? Just why aren't we a big global club too who are desperate to win something? True, but you just know, listen, I'm frustrated as you, but you know we're not going to spend that bread. There's no way like we're spending 100, anything from 70 to 100 million on Rodrigo. Then it's at least 68, maybe even all the way to 70, because, you know, we might say to Palace, you know what, we won't activate the release clause. We'll give you a couple more quid on top of that. So that's 160, 170 million on two players. Then you throw in the 60 or 70 plus for Gyokeres. Then you throw in the 50 for Zubamendi. Then you throw in the 50, up to 50 million for Madueke. Then you start, you know, it might not be the biggest of fees, but the 15 to 20 million on Mascara, the 5 million on Kepa, the 12 or something, 10 to 12 on Norgard. You get where I'm going with this. It's that would be war chest. That would show me why you're keeping the powder dry. I'd love to be proven wrong, but I can't see it. Based on what I think I believe or interpreted in the last 24 hours, it seems to me that once Gyokeres and this Mascara brother are through the door, you lot off for preseason, I think there'll be a bit of radio silence where incomings are concerned. And I think we'll pour our attentions to getting the various players that need to cut off the wage bill. We've got Eze shouts, Gyokeres is coming, yay. Rodrigo, Eze, Madueke. Oh, Foxy's an idiot. Some of my mods are idiots, you know. Rodrigo is a must. Rodrigo, but really and truly both. Rodrigo, Eze is a 10. Your votes don't count again into the box. But yeah, Eze, got to be Eze. Eze, two different positions to be fair. DG is true, but and even though you're right, both of them can play in the same position. Two at the very least. Three, actually. Both of you could play up front, even though I don't really want to see that. Both of you could play left and right wing. Both of you could actually play an Odegaard's role. Obviously, when I see Rodrigo, I think, yeah, left wing, that's you. You're on this wing thing. Where I look at Eze, I still believe, yeah, left wing, inverted, that's you. But Odegaard, you better watch your back. You know, Nwaneri signed a new deal. Eze's about. There's options, you know, with Zubamendi, Rice, Eze in terms of the 6s and 8s. Could be an option off the right as well. For me, I would want both. And I can't really decide. I just feel for me, if I was better, which I'm not, and I don't know anything that's going on, I'll just focus on Eze. It feels like it's more, quote unquote, realistic, more attainable and whatnot. So yeah, man, Rodrigo's the latest kind of kerfuffle that's, you know, rattling everybody or sparking a Premier League battle for him. Arsenal and Valencia have exchanged documents for Christian Mosquera deal, 15 million euros plus add-ons, total fee under 20 million euros, and a long-term deal, people. So gonna go it twice for some weird reason. So yeah, people, his move to Arsenal's in the final stages as reported there. Fabio Vieira's camp, if it would let me see, are now exploring potential options away from Arsenal, and I've already held talks with several clubs, including sides from Turkey and Germany. Big up the Turkish league, but really, Fabio, surely you should go Spain and Germany. These early discussions remain at an exploratory stage, but there is genuine interest. Premier League sides are also monitoring the situation, with at least one London-based manager believed to be a long-term admirer of Fabio Vieira. I think Fulham, personally, because, Fulham have bought a couple of players from us. Obviously, maybe there's the Portuguese link from Marco Silva there, but it could be them. Who knows? It could be Crystal Palace's Glasner. I don't know. It could be, who is Brentford's new manager? Keith Andrews. I don't know. It could be, I don't know if it's Graham Potter, to be fair, in West Ham. And but hey, it is what it is. One Serie A club has indicated a willingness to negotiate a permanent deal. He was linked with Parma. Those reports said any deal to go to Parma, where Carlos Cuesta is managing now, are wide off the mark. Proposing a fee of around 18 million euros. I'd accept it, if I'm honest. However, sources tell Give Me Sport that Arsenal are not keen on that kind of valuation. But if you think we can get some more change out of them, go do your thing. We spoke about Hato. Chelsea, apparently, according to Ben Jacobs, have held talks with Hato. Ajax wants 60 million, but Chelsea are hoping for closer to 40 million. Pardon me. Reece Nelson's also been linked with Crystal Palace in the last 24 to 48 hours. In fact, if we skip ahead a bit, people, this article said Trossard, Fabio Vieira, and Reece Nelson could all potentially be used in some level of make weights, people. So it all depends. Again, it really just all depends where you read, really. It's getting very creative. So, yeah, Nelson needs to go. Arsenal remain in contact with the agents of Eze. Arsenal are hoping later in the window that Palace could soften their stance of not wanting the release clause. Now, other teams could get involved, but this is probably your best chance to sell him, because next year, if he has a year left on his deal, assuming he stayed at Palace, not that you can't get a good fee, no one ain't paying his release clause. All right, leave him alone. We'll wait another year. And Eze might force the boat. He's like, I'm 27. Next year, you're 28. The next year, if you run down your whatever, I'm 29. We've heard this before, but Mikel Arteta sees the Crystal Palace man Eze as the final jigsaw. We do face a fight allegedly from Bayern Munich, where he could reunite with Elise. That would be cold, if I'm honest. We're set to approach Palace to discuss whether we can do a deal without triggering his 68 million release clause. Do you lot think we can? Chelsea have apparently been linked with him as well, people. Arsenal are still described as the favourites, but apparently Chelsea have joined the race for him. In fact, even on that, what's going on here? Where is it? What's going on? Can you lot see my screen? What the hell's going on here? Why is it gone? Oh, there we go. Oh, because I'm pressing buttons you shouldn't be pressing. Sorry, folks. We're back again. Technical difficulties. But yeah, as I said, apparently, according to, I don't know if this guy is knowledgeable. I suppose he is. I don't know. I'm not condemning or endorsing, but Mr. Simon Phillips has said that Chelsea have entered into new talks with Eze's agent. They could be, he could always be going Chelsea and they're playing Arsenal's interests or vice versa. But to be honest, the difference with us in Chelsea is that Chelsea are going to move aggressive to get this done. I don't know. Maybe Eze's advisors have given Arsenal their word, but it feels like we might sit on our hands. Lord knows, I hope to be wrong. For what it's worth, Eze is back at Crystal Palace, doing his pre-season bits. Some people did say, oh my God, he's not in the new kit launch. It's all over, which I hope it is for them. Noni Madueke has signed his contract at Arsenal, valid until June 2030. Official announcement to follow. And we all know Leipzig wanted a young centre-back and had 20 million to pay. Plan A was Mosquera. They tried him to the end, but he prioritised the Arsenal project. Who knows? We might have left him to you if you just gave us Sesko in the club's mind. Is there anything new? Oh, what's this? We're buying random young G's and that. Okay, we can look at that. And yeah, Callum Hamill, who's been training with Arsenal for a while, we bought from St. Johnson. We did hear, Mertesacker has been given a fee to spend on the kids and whatnot. So we're going to have to watch that one closely. I do expect to see some young players. But what's this? Arsenal make move to beat Liverpool to striker signing. Mind games, especially with the Isaac stuff and the Gyokeres stuff, the titles. A1 clickbait. But yeah, what is specifics? Liverpool have made a move to sign young striker Will Wright from Salford City. Since then, the 17-year-old has hit the headlines after scoring 4 times in 3 games for the club owned by Manchester United legends David Beckham and Gary Neville. Wright has a number of clubs following him, including the likes of Man City and Leicester City. Liverpool were hoping to secure his signature before now, but they have a battle to do so. To be fair, the last player we beat Liverpool to sign is probably Alexis Sanchez. The striker has scored 40 times for Salford City's youth and reserve team sides. He made his FA Cup debut as a 16-year-old against Manchester City. Arsenal have a long-standing in the young Salford star. Dave OCKOP can now exclusively reveal that the Gunners have firmed up their interest in the last 72 hours and are close to agreeing a fee with Salford City. Liverpool look to have been in the driving seat for Will Wright, but Arsenal have stolen a march on the Merseyside club. Arsenal's offer is believed to be a package where Salford could earn over £500,000. It's possible Arsenal could reach an agreement with Salford in the coming days. I mean, not quite. I'm sure he's a good player. You get him for 500k, $500,000. You sell him for a couple more. If he doesn't develop, then great. But you want to see us fight Liverpool, and for the Isaacs and all of them kind of guys and Verts and the rest of it. Should we have a browse here? I mean, big him up. Great stuff, man. And yeah, David Raya is our new number 1, literally. And 1 year he's got the 22. So yeah, we ain't learned anything. Happy birthday to Magnum as well. So yeah, I mean, we know 1 year he signed a new deal. Yeah, there ain't really nothing else, is there, really? So what are you lot saying? Rodrigo, my second. Xavi Simons, my third. Isaac goes Liverpool. We got to get Eze and one more. I'm good, Connor, man. Hope you're doing well. Gyokeres, welcome. I think he will get done, but I don't see him holding a shirt, man. So, tranquillo. People, big up you lot. We've got 252 likes. We must can get 300. There's 600 of you tuned in. Come on. Eze is a must. Get him and a new quality left winger to compete. Chelsea using that Madueke money to sign Eze over us. They don't even need to use that money. They're rich anyways. Is there a cooling off period for Madueke, even if we have to pay a small restocking fee so we can get Eze and or Rodrigo? I wish there was. If we pay the release clause, it's over. You know, Arsenal not running 68 million cold-hearted cash up front. We're not going to do that. We're not. I'd love to be wrong. We did it with Partey, to be fair, but that's only because on deadline day we had to save face. If Chelsea bid for someone 9 out of 10 times, they get him. At best, I can only see us getting away with a 60 million offer for Eze. These man want him for 50. DG, do you think Saka is waiting on big signings before signing new contract? Probably an element of that. Fabio Vieira to Bologna. Man said I'd sell him for a $5. Jesus must go. Imagine if we get an informed Jesus next season, he stays fit. That will feel like a new signing. But them words there could trigger Arsenal fans. Gyokeres is half of Isaac's price. Spend the half on Eze and then Rodrigo on top to repay the fans. But Vieira does well in Spain. Eze more realistic and can fit into different roles. Eze can take over matches. He's the talisman. Rodrigo is nice. If we could have both, I would sell Martinelli and Trossard to fund it. But at present, we need Eze more. Guys are not realizing how good Rodrigo is. We missed out on Carroll from PSG. I guess you guys didn't learn. If Berta gets Eze, Glock, Rodrigo, I'll name my daughter Berta. Berta, you have time. Whoa. Excited. Whoa, I don't know. You name your daughter Berta? Poor old lady ain't gonna have a fucking chance, is she? Fucking hell, geezer. Kivior plus Zinni plus Trossard plus Fabio plus Nelson could surely bring 50 million plus together to cover Rodrigo's signing fees. Get Eze's Prem proven too. We need both. Eze. Would rather have Xavi Simons than Madueke. 1.5 months left in the window. We need to start selling and get a top left winger. Can we swap Jesus to help with getting Eze? If you're Palace, are you gonna try and take on Jesus' wages? Would you want to buy broken goods? Maybe if Jesus was over his injury and whatnot, great, but you're not going to see him and probably until January. It don't make no sense. Eze, as I don't get the feeling Rodrigo doesn't want to be here with us. I don't want us to beg people to be here. Unlike Eze is better centrally. Rodrigo better for the left wing. Simple. I hear that. Rodrigo is a must. DG over both. Come on. Nah, I don't think so, but it gasses me. I see what he did there. Rodrigo will get manhandled in the PL. I don't really care about him. We need Eze. If not Eze, get Lookman. Lookman's being aggressively linked with Atletico Madrid, you know? Aggressively. I'd rather have Liverpool owners than Cronkies. Can't stand our owners. They're always cheap with everything. We need Eze with Gyökeres to keep up with Liverpool. We are turning into Chelsea light, which isn't a bad thing as they at least win trophies. People, I love my football club. I need to find something. We're turning into Chelsea light. Sorry, can you look? I can't see any Premier League trophies here in the last 3 years. I can't see a champs. I can't see a Club World Cup. I can't see a Europa Champions League or Conference. I can see a couple of English Community Shields, an FA Cup that Arteta won, the beating Real Madrid trophy, the top 6 record. I can see it. I can see that. I don't know. I don't know. Which Chelsea player are we signing next year? Boy, I don't even want to get onto it. I've said it before. I'm not dissing no more Chelsea players, even when it's banter. Because 9 times out of 10, we end up signing them. Boy, if he stays for a year, Nicholas Jackson, innit? I think the only Chelsea scrap player we're not going to go for, well, the 2, in fact, is João Felix and Christopher Nkunku. Would love to see Buchanan from Canada get signed for a substitute. He's not it, my guy. He's not it. He's not it. He's not it. He's not it. You seen Righty showing our youths his bike. Nwaneri and Lewis Kelly couldn't believe he could ride that. Yeah. Lewis Kelly was killing me. Ian Wright just lives a movie and he just does everything. He's so happy and whatnot. Big up Ian Wright. Madueke is 10 mil a year for 5 years, relatively low wage. It's a good signing and he'll play his part. Watch. I don't doubt he'll play his part. I hope it ends up being a good signing. I do think he's not going to be on 50 million that summer, but okay, cool. That's cool. Why do we always have to do the... I'm not saying this about you, but I just feel sometimes when you can't evidently... Because no one ain't doing no wage bullshit about Gyokeres. No one ain't doing that about Rodrigo. No one ain't doing that about Eze. No one gave a monkeys about Declan Rice with that. No one don't care about Zubamendi with that. Why is it when this happens, we start becoming accountants, we start becoming fortune tellers, we do the ifs and buts thing, you know, we're always, especially in the attacking ranks. Like, I want to stop squinting my eyes to find positives. You've got potential, Madueke. I'm not interested in that. Go realize it. And with respect to you, Madueke, like every player, you will get support from me. You'll get praise when you do well. You'll get criticism when you need to do a lot more. Arteta, you signed him. You signed him for 50 mil, where it might have ramifications for other things. I don't think this was some slapdash thing. I think you lot plan to sign Madueke, so you need to make it work. That's your business. It's your business. You make it work, because no one tell you to reinvent the wheel. Show me. Our fans should be thankful Adebayo didn't do an Eric Cantona, boy. Let's not do that. Think we're sound for defensive players for old time's sake. Get Eze and we can be happy up the Gunners. I hear it. I still think we need another defender though, but I'm being greedy. My hot take is I think on one hand I think Zini's gone, but I think you might just hang around and just your deal just, you know, you just run down your contract. Let us sign Eze in the left wing position. Saka, Victor, Eze up front. Boy, it would be lit, innit? It'd be a dream, mate. It'd be a dream. We made 176.6 million from 2024-25 season. Boy. AJ Alana, I don't see Romano say anything about claps. We need to go back towards the 2022-23 playing style. Not quite, because we was naive defensively, but we do need to get that excitement back. We do need to move the ball quickly a lot more. Like, Arteta's got to evolve the system. It's all fun and games. As dumb as it is, and to a degree it helps. You know, if you do sign Eze and you know, you bring in Eze, you got Rodrigo, you got Gyokeres, you got Saka, Madueke's about, Martinelli's about. These are not bad players. I don't think that Sol's breaking down low blocks. I can't tell you what does, but I know it takes a lot more than just signing players. For the last 2 years, we've struggled with that. Arteta, do your thing. Saka to Chelsea. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Saka. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Saka, Nwaneri, Dalman. Chelsea fans, you lot can never, even if what's his name? Nwaneri goes through a bit of a dry patch, yeah. You lot can never buy him. You lot were off him panty when you thought, oh yeah, you're gonna try and get him and whatnot dead. Bro, there's not pure negativity. Just shut up. You're chatting shit. You like, please, bye. Like, get out of here, man. You lot wanted Dalman. You lot wanted Nwaneri. You lot were calling Nwaneri a generational talent. I can even see in my mentions. Someone said he's better than Stalvio. You don't draw him out. You lot really, really thought. You really, really thought you were going to do that? Watch when my club wake up and say, you know what, hang about, let's actually only go for Chelsea's good players. Bro, a man said negativity. You don't like, man. I don't know if that's a girl that I've upset once upon a time in my life. You're trying to slander the thing. It's all right. Let it go, darling. Let it go. Or if that's a guy, I don't know why. Maybe he's girl. Maybe his BM watches my content. Hi. Babyface killing the building. Hi. DM me. I have to react sometimes. Sorry, people. I have to. I ignore a million. I have to. David Ornstein, Bomber, Liverpool, and for Hugo Ekitike. Big them up. I hate these gaps in Arsenal's news. I prefer a constant flow. Stops the negative spiraling. All the neurotic Arsenal fans do when nothing is happening. Hey, Patrick, man, you're going to have to use some more simpler words, man. But I'm just going to say trust. Chelsea made 52 mil for Noni and 25 from their third choice keeper and got 90 million for the FIFA Club World Cup. This is mad. And there'll be some other sales. I take Eze over Rodrigo every day of the week. He is more creative and can play on the left if needed. If you've got to run an accounting exercise to justify a signing this Kalas, yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's better human and Aaron. Just let him do his thing. We will not sign Enzo, Caicedo, or Palmer. We're only buying bums. But it'd be nice to buy one. Well, Enzo, you're not welcome here, Carl. You know, for obvious reasons. But Caicedo, Palmer, why not? We should sign players who are quality. For example, Pablo Torre, Eze, Gyokeres, Lookman. Pablo Torre needs to go somewhere and play on a consistent basis. If we don't sign Eze and a left winger like Leao, we are not going to win anything. Eze, I don't have time to have Rodrigo accumulate into the league, like the stream close to 300 likes. That exactly is crazy. That deserves a timeout, bro. What a time I don't know about. We'll get Colwell next year. To be fair, I like Levi, man. Genuine question. Better to finish the last couple of deals late in the window or try and do business up front? More odds potentially after clubs have moved for players. Depends, man, because some players that you didn't feel could be available could become available. Some players you're led to believe could be available in the market might not. I would say in an ideal world, I guess every club in terms of ingoings and outgoings, they'd like to have their business done within the first week or so of the transfer window opening, because now it's just done, innit? But unfortunately, that's just not the way the game does, man. Have two strikers. I don't think we're going to do that. Personally, I'd terminate Jesus' contract. The guy's nicking a living, sat there injured all the time. I wouldn't say he's nicking a living. He didn't put a gun to no one's head to give him that deal, and it'd be harsh. There's actually rumors we'll give him an extension, which I don't believe. But I mean, we did it with Tommy, but Tommy's got a year left. He's on significantly lower wages. I don't know if Arsenal want to eat that cost for Gabriel Jesus. I do think he's gone next year, though. If he was fit this year, I do think he's gone anyways. But unfortunately, yeah, it is unfortunately for him because he's injured. Unfortunately for him, it's a myth. Honestly, I'd rather Rodrigo over Eze. Rodrigo's a serious player and a serial winner. Who's better, Bacola or Noni? Pardon me, because I'm sure we could have gotten Bacola for less than 50. Bacola's better than him. I can't lie, we need to keep Kivior. I'm keeping Kivior. Where I think the balance is tipped, and I've never had a conversation with Kivior. I think he's going to say, Gaffer, you know what? I just want to go somewhere I'm going to play on a consistent basis and not really have to wait till there's injuries to get an opportunity. Saka probably informed the club that he's leaving if they don't sign Eze. Crazy. I got more chance than seeing actual Jesus. Oh, wow. 1.5K away from 70K. I know not everyone here has subscribed. Trust. Haters. I have seen Sunderland have been trying to get Xhaka. I mean, he's their sort of player, but granted, Xhaka, you want to go rock up at Sunderland? I'm sure he'll be given a warm welcome when Newcastle play them. Go Saudi, bro. You've done what you needed to do at Arsenal. You know, you've won all the things you need to win at Leverkusen. Xhaka, go get paid, man. Why get into a relegation scrap? Respectfully to Sunderland, like, just go get paid, get some generational wealth with not even your kids, but your kids. Just like Xhaka, man. Liverpool are moving like they want the treble next season. That's what everyone wants to see. That's what everyone wants to see. Do you have any good news, DG, boy? Not really. I'm here with you, lot. I do think we're going to get Gyökeres over the line, but tired. DG, I smell trophies. I hear that, but I want to see it, man. There's been a lot of foreplay. It's time to penetrate the trophy talk. If Eze and Odegaard link up, it could be wild. Gyökeres drifting left and Havertz going central against crap teams like West Ham should solve a lot of problems. Yeah. Sesko next season. Never say never. Yeah, we're led to believe Mosquera. We're led to believe that that's more or less done, man. And that don't break the bank. Good sign. I'm quite bullish about him. Levi Colwill has improved a lot. He's a starter for us. He's done his thing. He's cutting out the bozo gene. Feel sorry for Sesko. No good teams want him. I mean, if Liverpool go get Hugo Ekitike, Arsenal have got Gyokeres. He was linked with Chelsea. I don't know if Chelsea want two youngest strikers in a Liam Delap and Sesko, so he couldn't rule that out. He said he don't want to go abroad. I mean, he doesn't want to go Saudi. Is it be too far-fetched to think Newcastle would maybe not go for him, but Newcastle would be linked with Sesko if Hugo Ekitike goes to Liverpool? And to be fair with you, Leipzig have shot themselves in the foot because that's a player you would have made good money. But I do think Barcelona. I genuinely believe if Sesko stays where he is, if Sesko stays where he is, if Isaac stays where he is, I think those two, as well as Haaland and probably Julian Alvarez, all of you lot are gonna just be heavily linked to Barcelona next summer. If it means sell Kivio to get Rodrigo, let's do it. Yeah, if you had to do it, why not? I wouldn't be surprised if we see Havertz playing left wing for us. You never know with Arteta and his love for Havertz. Now, Bun, Sesko, and his team trying to finesse everyone. To be fair, it's not him, though. It's his team. Sesko didn't want to compete with Kai. No way he's going to want to compete with Isaac. True. Score a good goal now and again. That's about it. If Eze and Odegaard link up, it could be hot. We need these options, man. Martinelli and or Trossard out create space for bigger players. True, but I think it's only more tangible to get rid of Trossard. It's fun and game saying sell Martinelli, but for all the Bayern links and Barca links early on, we've not seen anything. No one ain't putting Martinelli on them wages at their club, especially where we're at with Nelly. Why are we not moving for my Aussie brother, Nestroy Iran Kunda? Didn't he go Watford instead of Madueke? Would much rather that project Watford are in talks to getting him from Bayern. Watch his highlights. He's a joke for his age. Yeah, I hope I'm proven wrong. Madueke over that you still. Martinelli has more to offer than Trossard. He's getting on a bit as well. You man slandering Sesko. Better not be crying for him later. I swear down. Bro, since I saw that criminal in the Euros, I wasn't a fan. But to be fair, I remember Isaac had the shit Euros many a year ago. Strikers are a bit weird. Loan out players if we can't sell DG for better wage structure. I hear it. That's also an angle. Frankfurt will be buzzing 2 Prem teams after you get to Hugo Ekitike, which means someone will overpay massively. Then check the price Frankfurt paid for him 1 year ago. Exactly. It wasn't too long ago. Donny was at PSG wasting away. Made that move too early. Give us your relegation battlers this season. Think Brentford and Hammers are in bang trouble. Big up Sunderland. I think Sunderland are gone. I can't lie. I don't feel there's enough experience. I like they've lost Joe Bellingham. I think they've done the youngster thing. I think it's going to be mad for them. I think they're gone. You're right, Brentford. You could be in trouble. I think they should stay up, but Brentford could be in trouble. You've just lost Thomas Frank. You probably you might lose Visa. Could potentially lose. Well, going to lose Mbuemo eventually to Man United. You know what? We have to look properly, man. Well, I hope United and Spurs could have went down this year. So I hope they stink up the place next year and the other teams are better. But Sunderland are gone, in my opinion. Sunderland, Burnley. I'm going to back Leeds. I can't pick the second one. I'm going to back Leeds to beat the drop. West Ham did flirt with it last season, don't it? Wolves as well. I don't think you'll see Spurs and Man United where they were last year. Crazy. So yeah, Wolves could be in trouble. But yeah, 2 teams I could definitely tell you. For me, anyways, I think Sunderland. I'm with Sunderland. For me, it's 100%. Like 100%, you're gone. I think Burnley are gone, and then I think all the others is crazy. You lot top of the league already. No excuses this season. I don't look at the league table. This guy's shameless. That's a joke for anyone that thinks he's being serious, man. What happened to the Napan links? Didn't he go somewhere? Brentford are in trouble. Didn't he go somewhere? Napan. So he went somewhere. Didn't he go somewhere? Bro, no, he's still at Rosenberg. We ain't got time for that, man. Eze, Rodrigo, outgoings, Gyokeres, patting up the squad. And then if there's a few quid over there, go do your thing, man. Because 1 minute you go in City, then you go in Villa, then you go in Arsenal. You don't know what you want, man. Safe. You don't know what you want. City. I thought he went City, but I can't see any official confirmation here. I mean, a month ago, apparently City agreed a 12.5 million deal for him. But then he casted doubt over his thing where he said he doesn't play for them. Yeah, I don't know, man. He probably is a City player, but I don't know. Yeah, Burnley are going to get waxed. How clutch would it be if we paid Gibbs White's release clause? I like Gibbs White, but I'll try and negotiate that down. I think he'd be a great player for us, but I'd rather pay Eze's release clause. Man United got to be in with a shout of relegation. I hope so, but I can't see it happening, man. Man, Arsenal can't catch a break. Have you seen the BBC? I'm not sure on the rest of what you're saying there, but I ain't seen shit. If I'm honest. Big up yourself, D, man. Amarin is incapable to change his tactics. They're going to be left, right, and centre again. I don't think it'll be as bad as this year, man. Because if it is, he's gone in the first few months. Brentford, Wolves. Wolves did have a fight. Is it a Lokonga redemption arc? Arteta, the only players you need to work with and try and have some redemption arc or get them looking wavy is Madueke. Lokonga, safe. Lokonga ain't got the mentality. Like, I don't even want to be disingenuous to him, but pull your pants up, bro. That's one thing I've got from him. He just always seemed like a soft individual. Sending love from Australia. The Aussies, man. Don't know what's going on with in Australia, but big up you lot. I need some trophies for all my late nights supporting this team. Please, lads. Facts. DG, I'm not that bothered about Eze. We have Odegaard, Nwaneri, Havertz. He didn't impress me for England on the left. I want Rodrigo or another proper wide man. I hear that. Do you think Martinelli should leave? I wouldn't sell him now. But if you don't next season, yeah, boy, things can happen. Martinelli, please, man. I'll be unbearable if Martinelli gets double figures. I can't wait to say I told you so, even though I've been saying it for years. For absolute years. Lokonga needs to get ready to play against Millwall and Swansea. He's not built for this, man. Out of all the players who's most likely to stay, the Lokonga, Fabio, Nelson types. Ironically, I think it'd be Fabio Vieira. I think Nelson wants to cut. I think Lokonga's gone, man. Because Lokonga seems like I want to leave. I'm kind of realistic about my situation now. It's not going to bang here. It kind of is what it is. Odegaard looked back to form this season. Lad looked absolutely drained last season. He needs to. Should we go for Isaac as well? Got to let it go more than a wheelchair. Got to let it go. It's a Gyökeres thing. When are Arsenal finally winning the league? Lokonga is a good player for most leagues, but not someone you'd want to spend serious money on. And to be fair, Lokonga is probably the best example. But look, once you get into these situations where you're like Lokonga, definitely Reece Nelson, is bordering on that with Fabio Vieira, but he's only been on loan once. You're still, you obviously contracted to Arsenal. You come back to Arsenal, then you're on loan somewhere. You need to go somewhere you can settle down roots because you've gone Sevilla, you've gone Palace, you've gone Luton. You ain't really settled down any roots. You ain't put yourself in the shop window. And maybe he will at one point, find his feet. But right now, it's just not happening. I feel with Fabio Vieira and Lokonga, we tried to do the outsmart in the market thing. It just didn't happen. I'd love Reece. Out of the three, I would love Reece Nelson naturally to have a redemption arc. But I just feel the writing's on the wall. You need to go somewhere where you're going to play and do your thing. You actually did okay at Fulham, but then you mashed up both your hamstrings. DG, what do you think of Marc Casado if Arsenal sign him? We were linked with him and they went away. Very much an un-Barcelona-like player. I'd have him, though. But you've got Marino, Zubimendi, Rice. I feel like I'm missing someone else out. Norgard. Can't see us getting another kind of ball-winning kind of midfield, if that makes sense. I'd let Lokonga, Vieira, Reece go and try something new. It's time we got serious backups on the payroll. I hear that. Selling 3-4 players for 20 to 30 mil will guarantee as a signing. Would be happy with an FA Cup. I'd be happy with any trophy, but I want the league, man. Gyökeres will score more goals than Isaac this season, possibly even more than Haaland. Clip it. I hope so. I don't know about all of that. I just want you to get me 20 goals in it. I don't know about that. I care too much about Reece to see him just waiting his whole career. Yeah, man. Like, go somewhere where you're going to play. You're settling down roots. You stay there for a couple of years and just keep it moving. Gyökeres for the golden boot. Better, lads. I hope so. He needs to be up there with the Salahs and the Haalands and the Isaacs and who else is there? You don't know the strikers that are there. Her 2025-26 season, Arsenal treble. Gyökeres scores 50 goals. I hope so. I really hope so. I really, really hope so. Can we put a limited time 15% discount offers on our 5 to 6 outgoings to complete the Rodrigo signings as soon as possible for Liverpool combo deals? It'd be nice. Says Fabregas, help us out, man. Because I see what Como's doing. You can do with Nelson and Lukonga and Fabio Vieira and maybe even the cheeky little Zinchenko. Come on, help us, man. Help us. How comes we are not in for Lookman or Leao? They are 60 million since we can't match Liverpool 100 million for Rodrigo. Maybe you never know because we keep getting linked with Leao. I think we'll be more onto Leao than Lookman, but I don't think the club's that convinced on Lookman, clearly. If Marino can score a decent amount up front, imagine what Gyökeres will do. The guy's a killer. I think we're going to, I keep saying it, I think we're going to, by the end of the week, we're going to sign Gyökeres, but who am I? I'm just here with you lot. If we win either the league or champs, I'm going to be unbearable all next season. Trust. Why is Nelson to Palace for partial trade for Eze? I don't know. I think it's creative journalism. Imagine Glock bangs in 40 goals for us in all comps. That would be orgasmic. DG Isaac is a brilliant player, but apart from this, last season he picks up a few injuries. Spending big money on him is a risk. Fabio Vieira is talented. He just needs a good dinner in him, or dinners, if I'm completely honest. If Teta gets the sack, I'd love Cesc as the manager in the future. Why are people obsessed with Leao? He's not him, unfortunately. So between Gyökeres and Isaac, who is Sweden's number one? Based on what you lot are saying, is Gyökeres. I just want Gyökeres to be a bad boy for my club. I love the fact that we're Arsenal fans. You lot are leading the chase for me. We're already starting. He's better than Isaac and he's doing all of these things. But yeah, what happens if Arsenal get hit with an injury crisis? Well, hopefully we have the bodies to cope this time, but we have to pray, man. Can we get a DEG Fantasy Football League going next season? We had one last season and we should have one this year. I'm sure. Yeah, no, it's on the Premier League website. Don't you lot just click the renew the leagues? We've had James, where you been, mate? We've had this for a couple of years. Made me scared. Where is it? Fantasy League. I swear they just give you a button, you just press renew. It actually says getting ready for the 2025-26. We are currently carrying out essential updates to prepare for the 2025-26 season. So yeah, man, if you're already in the league, as long as the Premier League website, and just so you lot can see, I'm not making this up, you can actually see. You know, I'd imagine it's okay. Like, there's no way to even just sign in. When you can sign in, if you're already in that league, just press renew. Obviously, in the build up to the Premier League kicking off, I'll make sure, like, either in the YouTube community tab or wherever that, you know, if you're not in the league, be in it. I just want to remind people for the first 2-3 months of last season, I was first. I was doing a madness. Then I went to 5th and I gave up. I saw myself 120th. I said, you know what, there's like 400 of you in there. I'll take that. That's top 4 to me. And yeah. Trust the process. But yeah, man, we'll do that. We finished second and made the Champions League semi-finals with Martinelli, Marino. Imagine with Gyökeres, Eze, or Rodrigo. Do you know what? I can't dream anymore. Like, I hear it. Man, just need to see. I just need to win now. I don't want to dream. I just want to remove the positives, the negatives. What do we have? What don't we have? Let's just go for it, man. Foxy, I've been saying I just think with the Isaac and the injury thing, that's just one of them that's gonna, you know, when it just sticks with someone, like it's like if someone says you got a bad attitude or something like that. Because that's what I said. How many times has he been injured? He once upon a time, of course, he struggled with injuries. Of course, I guess with his there's injury concerns, but he stayed fit. Man played. He did have a couple of knocks last season, but that don't mean nothing. 82 games in the last 2 years. That also had injury prone to man still. Hey, DG, imagine Rodrigo, Gyökeres, Saka, Eze, Rice, Zubi. That midfield and attack is crazy. It is. I don't want to dream no more, man. These things need to become realities for us. Hopefully, Marino seriously locks in the midfield this season, or Arteta needs to seriously be questioned of depriving us quality number 8s in his time. Marino, squad player thing, man. Squad player thing. You know, God, the cup games, maybe you two, Nwaneri in the 10 can run that. But I'm not expecting to see Marino on a consistent basis in the middle of the park. 316 likes, you lot doing your thing. I think that media merchant Cauliflower will be hit with injuries again this season. Who's that? I always like Gyökeres more than Isaac, but I can't say he's better till he plays in the Prem. Sensible stuff. The Prem is going to be fire next season with all the new incoming players. Verts, Gyökeres, Frimpong. Atalanta kind of effed up. No Ratugi or Lookman, only Suleiman from Southampton and Skamaka as the forwards. Rodrigo will join Liverpool. We can't have Martinelli left wing versus Rodrigo / Gakpo Doku. Are we getting another announcement today? Not a clue, people. On that though, man, we've been here for 90 minutes. I'm sure you lot are bored of me. What we are gonna do, people, is we're gonna stop this now. But I'm back again at 4 p.m. I'm gonna have DJ B and Kenny Ken. So bring your questions, talking points, all of that jazz, and I'll get them to offer it. As usual, people, whether you've been silently listening, whether you've been on Twitch, whether you've been on YouTube, whether you've been actively participating, whether you're mod, whether you support Arsenal or not, you lot, man, we love football in it, and it's a pleasure to be here day in, day out with you lot. So honestly, thank you. Following all the socials from TikTok to this and all of that just happened to do the Guna. And yeah, man, you lot enjoy your afternoon, and I'll see you for those that want to be here for Kenny Ken and DJ B in just under an hour. One love.